Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. We're going to be adding another playbook episode. We're going to be adding Armadillo to the list. We've got Cron held, we're doing choke point with the Angry Dragons. Cron did this completely unboosted with a close to perfect 6.4 account. It's got 117 GBE starting off. Let's see how he goes. So as you can see here, Armadillo usually has quite a few rocket launchers around, mortars, shock launchers. I'm just talking about the stuff that's obviously a bit of a threat. The flamethrowers there as well. 6 o'clock is usually a fairly standard core rush, and that's what we're going to be showing today. So we obviously need to get rid of these level 20 mines. So there you go, 1 artillery and they're down. We do have 1 level 20 mine here. With maxed Zookas we can afford to hit 1 mine. We know this, we can hit a level 21 mine, but we can't hit a level 22 with no troop health. So those shock launchers are out of range of the landing. No rocket launchers around at this stage. If there were some around, then you could obviously just do a 2-smoke landing, 2-smoke flag landing to these cells, and that would work fine. And then if you needed to, you could do a short flare to gather them up and then move on up, or a flare 2-smoke landing. Here we are, we're moving on up. We pop that mine, that's fine, and then you'll see Cron's used these 2 smokes before his Zooka smoke. And the reason he's done these 2 smokes, it's a fairly short walk and we can obviously afford a couple more smokes, and we're going to be dropping critters into these smokes. The timing on these is pretty critical if we are doing critter smokes, because we want the 2 smokes that have critters in them, or however many smokes that have critters in them, we need them to dissipate and show the critters just before the Zookas, with enough time for the defenses to target the critters and not the Zookas. And then the Zookas are just going to be free firing. So here we go, Zookas are getting to the spot. As soon as those smokes are down, you can throw those critters as soon as you're ready. Cron decides to wait until he's ready to flare the core, and he's delayed the flare onto the core because his defenses are so close to the because the Zookas are so close to the sniper tower and the cannon. There's not a lot of room. So when they turn and move, you'll see that this one Becky decides to go for a walk. She's parked outside, so she's going to lose the delay. If he flared onto the core earlier, then that obviously would have ruined, been really bad for the attack. But because he did it nice and late, it's worked out quite well. As soon as he flared onto the core, and the critters are already out now, he's shocking obviously the flamethrowers first because they got the shortest time to fire. From as soon as the Zookas peek out of the smoke, they're just going to get roasted straight away. And then the shock launchers as well. The critters are taking the shots mainly from this mortar here, is the main concern. What is that, 4, 5, 6 rocket launchers. The one on the right, these ones, and the top one as well. We did have a critter relay at about halfway, so those critters are just dying now, and the Zookas are just hammering the core. So then the last shock expires and they start roasting the Zookas, and there we go, boom, double med kit. That was on a 200 plus 250 is 500 is 700k on the core. Sorry for the slow math. So that would have been fairly similar sort of health relative to his troop damage boost if he had fully boosted on a massive attack. So there you go. Obviously the damage would have been greater and they might have waxed the critters a lot quicker, but that's all good. Let's just have another quick look. So that was obviously with some critters. We obviously had a lot less GBE than we would if we were full boosted. If we are full boosted, what we can do is once we get to the spot, we can use critters maybe for a mortar or 2, but then we would just shock the shock launchers and the flamethrowers as per the normal first round. We can shock the rocket launcher and this mortar if we needed to, or just the rocket launcher, the quad rocket launchers, this top rocket launcher. The left one's out of range. Actually the top one's going to be in range as soon as we flare on. This left one is going to be just on the limit, so we wouldn't worry about it. If you do have the GBE, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shocks that we would already need if we didn't have these critters. And then you could also get these mortars here and just have critters in the back for the rear mortar. There's sort of like any combination up to like 6 shocks all the way down to what Kron's doing, which is 2 shocks, 2 critters, and relaying 1 critter. So just have a play around with how much GBE you have, see how you can go. But Armadillo usually the best from 6 o'clock, so check it out. Nice short walk, so you should be able to have GBE for a few shocks and things. So that'll do it for today. Let us know down below how you go in Armadillo, if you have any alternative tactics. I've heard of Skooka on Armadillo, but I've never seen it, so I'd love to. And give us a thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach!